right, well, Ethan, what the F is going on?
So the constant question that my mom and I had received throughout the weekend was, is Oscars So White still relevant after all the nominees that have been made, and especially even after the Oscars, after multiple people of color had began to receive awards or Oscars,
right.
We still had the problem with the fact that there are so many people still out there that haven't gotten nominated for their work. This is only a stride forward, like Mike was saying. Like, we have to keep going into the forefront, because right now we have made a step forward, but we're still not where we need to be, because we saw in the Oscars, this Oscars, me, my mother, Spike Lee, we're all a little taken back by the fact that Green Book won. Yes, so the movie basically entails that a white man had to help a black man get through his process. Right. And the fact that the black man wasn't, even though he won an award for his acting that night, it was not the fact that he was the main character. It was the fact that a white Caucasian male, had to help him along his way. And the fact that there was movies such as Black Klansman and Black Panther that had the opportunity to give black roles the lead and give them the main eye focus, that is what we kind of got taken back from, because it was like we kind of took a back seat in Green Book. Even though we had POC in the reins, it was still
okay. Let me just, I want to, and I like this. This is a good discussion, because I really think that when you talk about, I'm going to talk from my old 59-year-old white man perspective. I'm watching Green Book, and from somebody who was raised in an environment where it was just very important to stand up. I've talked about issues where I'll hear the old white farts down here say something, and you have to speak up. That's the way I do it. I take this perspective on Green. I completely understand what you're saying when you're talking about that, but I also think that the overriding message in Green Book, if you take away that stuff, once again, here we have a white guy helping the black man with his process. The black man in Green Book is superior in every way, talent-wise, intellectually, educationally, through that. He is the star of the show. He is the superior character in every way. And I have trouble with that blowback, and I wanted to talk to you about, I can understand the frustrations, but at the same time, the Green Book message to me, what I took away from it was just that you throw all that minutia out, and it's two men who, against all odds, came to love each other. And in the Green Book, especially at the end, it's more of yes, you've got the white tough Italian guy played by Viggo Mortensen helping out, but it's, I don't know, I got a message that was just so sort of, I walked out saying maybe there is hope, and that's just the way I looked at it. And I understand why it's still the old traditional role but there, I don't know, I'm rambling about it. Do you understand where I'm coming from with that a little bit?
I can definitely understand. I'm glad that you can see that there's hope, and I'm glad that you got that message out of it, because I feel like a lot of people don't get that, and that's probably what the problem is, that a lot of people are seeing that the main role or the main getaway from that was not that he was there to elevate his character or elevate the black man's esteem, but it was more the fact that he was there to coincide with him. And it was like just him being there was a little bit off the edge, even if it was off a true story. The true story had based on the white man helping the black man. It was not about the black man being who he was, the prestige that he had, and all the accomplishments that came his way. It was more of, he was, like I said before, he was the backseat to the white man. And literally, in the film, he's in the backseat.
The power of Hollywood is incredibly significant. And especially when you're talking about they talk about the liberal Hollywood elite. Well, yeah, okay, that's fine with me. Go ahead and walk the walk, Ethan, as well as talking the talk.
You've got numbers. I apologize for cutting you off. Do you have the facts?
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
let me spit some numbers for you guys. So in 2015, 322 new members were accepted into the Academy, was accepted into membership, In 2016, the number raised again to 683. And 2017.
Are you talking about black members?
No, we're talking about
Overall.
women,
Overall.
people of color, filmmakers, international filmmakers. Excuse me. So this is a broad spectrum. It's not just
these are the
people-
numbers for the diversity as
Yes.
far as people
diversity and inclusion.
people from the non-white males being accepted into the academy.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So
All right.
let me reread these. In 2015, 322 new members were accepted. In 2016, 683 new members were accepted. In 2017, 774 new members were accepted. And in 2018, 928 new members were accepted.
These members vote.
Yeah, and
Right.
also the stories that are it encourages I think Hollywood to tell better stories. I think it encourages people from different perspectives to offer up, because this now more than ever we have that. So that's cool, and I think that's wonderful. And is your mom? Is there a feeling of satisfaction that she got involved in this very early on, and that she's seeing changes made?
Well, okay, so I kind of alluded to your answer in the beginning, but we, like I said before, we have seen progress and we have seen a lot of great things come out of this, and we're happy with the progress that we're making, but we're not satisfied. That being said, this is because the answer I heard my mom say a lot this weekend was, until we don't see people of color, asking the question if people of color are still being recognized, if people, transgenders, heterosexuals, homosexuals, women, Hispanics, Indians, Asians, if they are not being recognized for their work, if they are not being given the opportunity that is necessary for Hollywood to gain the participation of different genders, colors, everything, then no, our job's not done. And
Do you think it'll ever be done? Do you think or do you think will we ever get? I don't know if we'll get to it in my lifetime.
and awareness.
We'll just it won't even be relevant anymore. It'll just be who tells the best story.
I would love for that to be the case. It has only been 5 years, and we have already made immense amount of strength and immense amount of changes, which is great. But like I said, we're still not done yet. And I think that, no, it won't come to a point where we'll be done with the process. But I feel like once we have, like you said in the beginning, if we have more people of black color or color, Hispanics, women on the executive board who are making the decisions and picking and making the executive decisions, then we will have more of a chance to have people of color, no matter what race, women and transgender, everybody, LGBTQ plus. There needs to be a spectrum where nobody has to feel like they can't be involved in Hollywood because of something that they identify as.
It's a fun fact, but your mom started the hashtag Oscars So White.
Yeah,
right?
for sure. Yeah.
And your mom's here in the DMV?
Right now she's in Africa, actually. She's in South Africa right now.
She's in South Africa right now, but that is amazing because that was such a movement. I had no idea that she started that.
I really keep everything on down low. I don't know how I have a big ego. Nobody knew who my mom was.
The second thing he told me was, I was like, oh my gosh, so excited to meet you. Like, love having like new people in the entertainment business. And he was like, do you even know who I am? And I was like, bitch, what? Like, how you come over here? And then you like went ahead and you told me who you were. And I was like, that's very impressive. That's really cool. You're going to the Oscars. I'm not. And then we've just had a great relationship ever since.
How do we get a press pass? Because I will totally go.
I gotta figure it out.
Do you watch any reality shows, though?
Sarah, I don't have time to be watching TV and stuff like that. I get my news.
What are you doing? Just working?
Working, grinding, making music, all that stuff, writing poetry, trying to get my name made. So gotta do all the stuff that before TV.
But you watch sports, right? Like, you don't watch reality shows, you'll watch sports.
Yeah, because I gotta keep up with what I'm commenting on. Yeah,
because you're more passionate about sports.
Right,
and music and that kind of thing.
I keep up to date with the entertainment business because my mom's in it, so I got to make sure I got all up to date on that stuff.
Yeah, everything that's happening.
Yep.
Well, I'm all about reality TV. That's like all I watch.
Give me hip. What's going on? What's going on? What's the latest show that you're watching?
Well, I just watched Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I was away last week, so I didn't get to. I wanted to watch Beyonce's Homecoming because I love documentaries.
You need to watch.
I can't wait to see it. So does that kind of go into everything that was put together, right, for her to headline Coachella?
Yes. Yes.
And give me a little taste of like what went into it.
I feel like a taste is spoiling it because it's so good. But Beyonce basically just showed her whole path, her like recruiting point of view, like how she picked out the people that she got, like why she picked them, trying to make sure that everybody got a chance, got diversity in there, and making sure that her performance was perfect. And if you watch it, like if you ever like, everybody knows Coachella is like two separate thing. If you watch it, she's wearing, one day was gold/yellow,
Okay.
and the other day was pink, and the video editing is so good that it literally switches from yellow to pink, and you can't tell the difference between, because the choreography is like so on point.
And how long did it take her to like rehearse for Coachella? Does it say, like, does it follow she had X amount of time?
I think it was like she started the music rehearsal 4 months before she started the choreography rehearsal.
Oh, okay. But that would have been like 6 or 8 months before actual Coachella.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So she had
so she had a while.
She knew she was doing it.
Okay.
She knew she was doing it.
Okay.
Beychella, you know.
Beychella was a moment last year.
It was hot.
Yes.
Hot.
Well, I'm curious to see all the meaning, because there was a lot of interpretation of meaning of what she wore, and you know who was involved and everything. So I just said I don't watch TV and stuff, but me and my mom, my sister, we sat down and we were like, we need to watch this. And my sister, my mom, and shout out to Trier, she's one of my mom's really close friends. They because we went and saw Beyonce and Jay-Z in Tennessee, Nashville, last summer. So that was really good.
It was hype. That's the best concert I'm ever gonna get to see. I definitely don't think it had anything to do with money or fame or anything like that.
I was shocked by this because I thought that it was a turf war.
Right, but it wasn't. It had nothing to do with gang affiliation or none of that. We believe that Dr. Sebi, the documentary that he was coming out with for that documentary, Dr. Sebi, who had the cure for AIDS and cancer, and then was actually assassinated at the age of 82, I believe. And we believe that there is a connection between the two, his death, Dr. Sebi's death, and the documentary.
Well, he was working on a documentary.
Nipsey Hussle.
Yes, about Dr. Sebi, right? Yeah, Sebi.
So he was outside of the rap world,
Yes.
and it wasn't music. This was something that was movie making.
Yes.
All right.
So, but movie making off what was, a real.
Why did they
a real
assassinate?
story.
Why was the doctor assassinated?
Because he had a cure for something that actually is profitable for medical care.
So
I don't put anything by anybody as far as when you're talking about a doctor getting murdered. Geez,
the running theory is, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ethan, because we had a nice back and forth about it, and it blew my mind, and I did a little research, and I was like, there's a lot of material on this, and is that Dr. Sebi had a cure for what the big pharma didn't want to come out, and the government and big pharma are allegedly, according to these theories, behind not just that murder, but the murder of Nipsey Hussle and the murder of Lisa Left Eye Lopez from TLC. And if you're sitting at home, be like, who? Well, you're right, because half the people listening right now don't know what we're talking about, but these are legends in the hip-hop world, correct?
Correct, because Left Eye was actually in a car accident after she had brought the light.
Ethan showed the quote marks, like maybe it's not really a car accident.
I can't be for sure. There's no
Now turn him down, and now he's too loud.
I'm sorry, Mike.
It's not
you're
your
fine.
fault.
You're fine. There's somebody that's supposed to be running the board on the other side who's not. But go ahead, please.
So I can't say that my conspiracy theory is correct. I can't say that it is a theory.
You don't think it's tied? You're not sure if it's tied together, but it could be.
Yeah, but who's to say it's not, Mike? Who's going to put the system on trial?
But I thought I'd bring Ethan in because I like Ethan, and it dovetails into my. Is that it? Or is that your theory?
Yeah, that's my theory, but I think we need to talk about what Nipsey Hussle was to the black community as well.
All right. Oh, you know what? He's an assertive man. You know what you just did to the host, who is going to move on to another subject? You backed me into a corner. All right, talk about Nipsey Hussle. Go ahead.
Nipsey Hussle was a person who actually gave back to his community in a large amount. He actually was taking back the street named Crenshaw. Crenshaw was the street that he was working on. He had the clothing store that was on that block. He had 18.
Where's Crenshaw? Where is Crenshaw Street?
L.A. It's in L.A.
Okay. All right. So he's
South
a West
Central
Coast
L.A.
guy. All right.
Yep. So he was actually taking back Crenshaw street by block by block, and he actually owned 18 businesses for throughout the block, and he had a lot of them giving back to the community so that they could start their own thing. He also created a community center that was based on STEM studies. So the youth was learning about how to use technological advancements to go back and figure out how to heal and solve sickle cell. So that's another disease that was pulled into the part that he was working on as well.
Let me tell you why I'm just happy that I said stay and talk about that, because I had no idea, and the mainstream
I'll never
no
talk about
idea.
that.
No, that's
no
not
one
the story
will
to
ever,
them.
ever talk. It's another black man gunned down, a rapper, and that's where it would end. And you don't hear it in the news that much. They're talking about Boeing airplanes every day. And I had no idea. So when you're talking about a good guy, you're talking about, I think people tend to paint with broad brushes and say, oh, rapper, gunned down, must have been something like that. And then you mention everything, and you're talking about STEM, science, technology,
Oh, okay. Let me give you something else. He was an ex-con. He was a Crip, but to give back to those people who wanted to change their life the way that he did, he gave them the information of stocks and bonds to ex-cons, ex-gang members, and was actually taking them out of their hood, out of their not out of their hood, but out of their situation, and teaching them about the educational process that they need so that they can better their lives.
Could that have been one of the reasons?
There are so many reasons tied to him.
I mean, if he was from that background and people get jealous and people get bitter, there's a chance that could happen in that situation too.
It's very well possible.
But he was doing some good stuff.
Right.
He was doing some good stuff.
But the thing is, there is a very low possibility that somebody will. There is a low possibility that somebody would come out in broad daylight in a beloved town that he's beloved in, and under his store with his kid there, to just gun him down.
And you think it's big pharma?
I don't think it's anybody. I'm
just throwing a theory out.
But that is not. It's not just the origin stories aren't with Ethan. This theory has grown hair, but it's been around for some time. How these luminaries in the hip hop world fall early if they get involved in this other world of really not just mobilizing,
making a difference,
but trying to make a difference, especially in this world that surrounds Dr. Sebi.